Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Red Wings franchise mode here in NHL 21. So in last episode we had round 1 against the New York Rangers, and as we expected, we ended up losing a series, but we managed to actually win 2 games in that series. We were originally down 3-0 and won 2 straight, but then lost in game 6. So I think it was still a pretty good effort from a team that really shouldn't have won any games against a very good team in the Rangers. So good to see us at least get some playoff wins in last episode. But anyways, now we're up here in the offseason looking to keep as much of the team together as we can. We did lose Tristan Wall to retirement in last episode, which is what I was expecting because he dropped down to like a 76 overall and a 7th defenseman. It was kind of sad to see him go, but at the same time it made sense for our team because obviously we didn't get to play Stapleton much this year because we wanted to keep Wall in the lineup. But luckily for us, though, Kari Savonen did not retire, so I'm hoping that we could get him back on another one-year deal or something like that because he is a very good goal scorer. He scored 50 goals for us last year, and I'm expecting him to maybe put up another like 40-something this year, depending on how good of an overall he actually is if we could get him back. But anyways, let's waste no time and get into this draft and get the resign stage done. And yeah, hopefully this team is good to go again for next year, and hopefully we can make it back to the playoffs again, even with the decline of like guys like Savonen, and then Matthews might decline soon too, because those kind of guys are getting a little bit older. So we have the 19th overall pick, so hopefully that is a lucky pick for us. New Jersey has number 1, followed by Columbus, Buffalo, Nashville, and Tampa Bay. Okay, so let's see who goes first overall to New Jersey, which is more than likely going to be that franchise level player I showed you guys at the end of last episode, and yes it is, it's going to be Hayward. Let's take a look at this guy. He doesn't look fantastic for a franchise player out of the draft, but obviously he's got that potential to becoming a very good player for New Jersey, which is something that they've needed for a long time considering New Jersey's been near the bottom of the league, I'm pretty sure, the last like 4 or 5 years. Columbus at number 2 is going to take Wisniewski, who's a center sniper. Pretty good. Buffalo takes Luttinen. I don't know why I saw Luttinen, but they took Luttinen. 2-way defenseman, 80 overall. Nashville, number 4, is going to take Stillman, who's a playmaker. And Tampa at number 5 is going to take Sonnenberg, who is a sniper. Interesting. Let's zoom to our pick at number 19. See what we can get here. We're probably going to end up getting like a top 4 defenseman or a top 6 forward prospect that won't eventually actually make it into this franchise mode, so these drafts don't really matter as much. We're just looking to try and find somebody that could actually jump to the NHL as soon as possible, which in that case we don't really know too much about these guys. That Morrow dude is not bad. Yeah, we're definitely going to end up getting top 6 forwards, just more about who we want. Which in that case, I think I might go with Mats Gustafsson because of that shooting category. And then he also doesn't have much weakness. Yeah, we're going to take Mats Gustafsson with our pick. Might as well. Even though this guy's probably not going to end up making it by the end of this franchise mode. He's a 65 overall power forward, top 6. He might make it for one of the last years, but I really doubt it. So, still a good pick at least. Next pick, we'll just get through this draft as fast as possible because, like I said, not a lot of these guys are actually going to end up playing in this franchise mode series because we're so close to the end of it. Nico Rask. Looks like a pretty good goalie based on his stats. Do I go with the goalie? He's going to probably end up just being like a medium starter. Obviously, he won't be able to ever play for us in this franchise mode, but I still might go with him, to be honest, as I would rather him probably than a top 9 forward. This guy looks decent though too. He's 19, but he's probably like a low top 9 or something. Yeah, let's just take the goalie for fun. Might as well. Medium starter, 57 overall, not too bad. Sucks that we won't be able to get to see some of these guys in action, but Rene Savard, defenseman. We might auto sim soon the rest of this draft because it's not looking too great. Actually, this guy looks okay. Jerry Morris. Let's just take Jerry Morris. And he's a top 6D, 60 overall, so that's not too bad, but once again, probably won't make it by the end of this franchise mode. Medium elite goalie. Henry DeMaio, 17 years of age. Medium elite is decent, obviously. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take that goalie. If he's a medium elite goalie, he might end up making it just barely into the lineup if he develops well, but I don't know if he will. Yeah, but he's a medium elite goalie, 57 overall, so that's actually a pretty good pick. But I don't know if he's going to develop fast enough for us to see him, because we probably only have like 4 years left, I think. 6th rounder, and then I think that's all we have for picks in this draft, because we did trade away some to try and bolster our squad a little bit going into the playoffs last year. Let's just sort by potential, see if there's any guy. Yeah, that Artem Kovalev guy is definitely not a franchise player. I can tell you that right now. Turgeon looks not that bad, actually. Yeah, you know, we're going to just take this dude. He looks the best available, to be honest. And he's a low 7th D, 59 overall, so that's terrible. But at least it was with a pick that, or that 6th round pick. And we have nobody else to pick in that draft. So a little bit of a weak draft, but Gustafson's a decent prospect. Will we get to see him play? Probably not, but hopefully we get to maybe get some good development this year. I mean, we could play him in the AHL almost right away if we want to, but I don't think we will. Okay, let's sign back up some scouts, but there is a scout I do want to maybe bring in that I mentioned at the end of the last episode, which was one of our former players, a Nelson Parent, who actually became a scout. It's the first time I saw an EA-generated guy become a scout in a long time. So, there you go. Those scouts are signed. And now we got to get into contract situation. We got some pretty big contracts to dish out this year. So, let's go to our RFAs first and give Isaac Dika he'll be still an RFA in 3 years, so maybe I'll just give him a 3-year deal. As long as it lasts till the end of this franchise mode. Let's give him a 3-year deal at 6 mil. See if he accepts that. And then De Kaiser is relatively cheap. We'll talk him down to like 2.15. Belanger, I could give you a 2-year deal for sure. Maybe at like 3 mil. See if I can get him to that cheap. Seal Fido as well. Wow, he actually wants a decent amount more than I thought. Let's go 1.9. Hardikainen. Wow. Hardikainen wants a lot more than I was expecting. But I mean, I might as well just give him it. Let's try and talk him down a little bit though to like 5.7. And then Schumacher will get re-signed, and same with Tunnel. And goalie-wise, we don't have any RFA goalies. UFA-wise, we got some big players to get back. But let's go to the bottom of this list first. So we're not going to sign Kidd. We're not going to sign Earl, I don't think. Yeah, Earl was a 4th rounder. He actually has some decent attributes, but I don't think I could slot him in anywhere. I mean, I could maybe in the AHL. Let's just give him a contract. Why not? Can't hurt. We'll also give Aubrey his ELC. And then I guess we will let go of somebody, or we don't really need to let go of any of these AHL guys if they want to come back. So we'll try and get them all back, and also we'll try and get Visnovsky back because he was actually pretty good in the playoffs when he played. He wants $2.4 million. That is really crazy because he played 3 games with 2 assists last year. He came in the playoffs and had 3 points in 3 games. I mean, he is a really good point producer when he is in the lineup. 22 points in his last 37 NHL games. But that's a very steep price. I might still try and get him back, but we will have to take a look at that soon. Medvenov's going to get let go of for now. And let's go to the top of this list. So, we're going to let go of this backup prospect as well. Garrison first. Garrison, 5 years. I might as well do 5 years. I think he's worth it to an extent too. So we'll do like 6.9 for 5 years, see if he could do that. If we need to offer more, so be it. Powell on a deal. Yeah, we could give him a 2-year deal. See if he will take like 6.45. Kari Savonen's a bit of an expensive contract for his overall, but he is worth it because he scores a lot. Stewart, we want to try and get him back if we can. Try and give him like 8 mil for 1 year. Try and get Barker back. Well, I'll try to get mostly everybody back on this team. And then we can maybe sign some free agents as well. Yeah, I'll definitely give Alexandrov a 2-way deal if he wants to do that. And Bloodoff is a little bit expensive. But I mean, I do like his face-off stats, so we'll try and give him a little bit more to get him to accept. And then Wisnowski I'll try and still probably get back. Turnstrom really doesn't want that much as a backup goalie, so I think I might just try and re-sign him. But let's advance today, see if we get all these guys, because we do got a lot of big ones. Looks like a couple rejections in there. Okay, yeah, we do need to still get back a couple more players. So George Belanger still needs a contract. We'll just give him what he's wanting, which would put us down to like 26 million. We still got to get back these guys. I'll let go of Renberg because it doesn't really matter too much about him. But yeah, Stewart needs to get a 1-year deal. I need him to retire with this club. He's getting paid a lot more than he should, but we'll still sign him for 1 year at like 8.75. Do whatever it takes. Savonin accepted, which is great. Garrison needs another contract though. 5 years I'm willing to do for sure. I'll give you like $8 million for 5 years. Lock you up for the rest of this franchise mode. And Alexandrov, let's give you a one-way deal at like 1.4 should be relatively good. And then also I think I will try and get Wisnowski back because he's actually really good when he's in the lineup. So those are all that's good. So we just need to wait on these guys, see if they accept, which hopefully they do. And I think they all did, all except for Wisnowski. Yep, so we just need to give Wisnowski a contract. We have 11 million in cap space, so a little tight on cap, but not terribly. We could still definitely sign some players in free agency if we want to. I might do free agency in this episode because we're actually going through this a lot quicker than I expected to. But that's because the draft we didn't really have much to do. So let's get Wisnowski back. Try and get him to a 1-year deal. See if he'll accept $3 million, which will put us down to $8 million in free up cap. But we should be able to still get something decent if we want to. Let's see if we get Wisnowski. Looks like he did accept. Yep, he did. Perfect. So we got 9.97 in cap. What do we got for our roster so far? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roster players. We got some guys that may need to jump from the AHL probably as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then also one of these guys from the AHL could be always a depth guy like Lutzer. Schumacher might end up making it though. Same with Blum. But so I think we're good on forwards. I don't really think we need to bring in anything huge, but we might still 1, 2 on defense, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on defense, 7. Damn, Rodriguez got a lot of development. So we might have to flip away Jose Stewart to get Rodriguez in the lineup. Yeah, we might have to do that. I forgot about Demetrius Rodriguez because he'd probably play on like our top 6 or something like that. We'll see when it comes to the season, but we might not need really any defensemen. Yeah, we might not really need a whole lot. Do I trust having Savonin, Matthews, and Dingman still, and then Dika? I'm trying to figure out what our lines would be set up like, because I want to make sure we actually have a good amount of depth in each position. Sandlak could jump up as well. Yeah, I honestly don't think we're going to need to sign anything. I'm going to still take a look at what's available just in case, but I don't think we need to sign anything. And we don't really have a lot of cap space anyways, so we could always just make a trade next episode if we need to. But I think I might do free agency this episode as well, just so we can get up to the start of the season for next episode. Unless I want this to be a really short episode, but maybe I'll just make free agency start next episode. But at least then we'll be able to simulate maybe more next episode. But what is their team listed as currently? Is we are listed as a buyer still. Progress reports. Let me just take a look at these. Who's been getting really good development on the team? Now we're getting a lot of drop off from Savonin and Biggs especially too. But at least we lost Wall, so we do have roster room for these younger guys that are coming up. What do we got here? Potential. Dundas getting growth. Yeah, I honestly don't really think we need much, but let's take a look anyways just to see if there's anything we can bolster spots with. But I honestly don't think I'm going to make any signings. Former player of ours, De Kaiser, wants 12.5. Jeez. Let's go to UFAs though. Sort this by overall. I honestly don't think we need really any of these players, but I'm still probably... Yeah, I'll probably do free agency next episode. Hey, look, it's Galvin. That guy was with the Rangers last year, right? When we just lost to them, I think. Yeah, that's what I thought. That guy's a pretty decent player, but he wants a lot of money. Like, apparently we have 10.17 now in cap space, so we could still sign something, but I don't think I'm going to. Isn't that our former center, Hendry Mestre? Why does he want $10 million? Oh, because he all of a sudden started putting up a lot more points than regularly. Huh. Interesting. Hey, look, UC Coley-Minen is still playing at 32. It's kind of surprising. He was in San Jose the last few seasons. Michael Wong is back in free agency as well. Corbin's in free agency. Yeah, I honestly don't think we need to make any acquisitions. Wow, okay, wait, this is the guy that just came off a Stanley Cup win in Philadelphia in his second season. And he's heading to free agency as a 24-year-old. That's interesting, but I don't think I could bring him in. He wants 1 year at $4 million. I could get rid of Turnstrom and bring this guy in after winning the Stanley Cup last year, but I really don't know if it's worth it. Like, I know he looks like he's a good playoff goalie, but it could be because Philadelphia is a good team and not because he's a good goalie. Yeah, I honestly don't know if we're going to bring in anything. Let's take a look if there's any potential players that we could sign for the AHL for next episode. Couple 20-year-old low elites. This guy could be decent, but I don't think he's going to make it to the NHL on time. An low elite enforcer. That's pretty cool, but I don't think he's going to make it. Justice Siegel or Segal. When you have a name with named Justice and you're an enforcer, that's pretty cool. But unfortunately, yeah, we won't have enough time to develop him. Yeah, it doesn't really look like there's anything I could sign. I'll probably end up making a decision in the next episode if I want to sign anybody, but I honestly don't think that we need to really sign anybody because we got guys that could jump up if need be, like Stanlack and whatnot. So I think even though this episode's only been like 17 minutes long, that's going to do it for this episode. So in next episode we will have free agency and we will start up the season simulation, and yeah, hopefully this team can make it back to the playoffs again next year, even with a lot of our guys getting older. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.